Hey y'all, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Thursday at 1 p.m. and I am not doing taxes, so we are having us a video. Let me go ahead and just get everything kind of centered up here. Apparently I've done a pretty bad job of the organizational skills. So I finally reached the point today where my vegetable garden had overrun me with vegetables in the house. So they were on the counter, in the refrigerator. I mean, they were everywhere. So I had to do some vegetabilizing this morning. So I've been roasting peppers and I've been cleaning tomatillos. And after I get done here, I'm going to be headed to probably make some green salsa. See if I can do some of that. And let's just make sure that we're actually transmitilating over here. Looks like we are. It seems like we could be. Looks like, yes, I see movement. Alrighty, here we go. Hi, Amy. I appreciate you joining. Hi, Christine and Pam and Christine. We got two Christines on, so I will try to distinguish. So when I did the card the other day with the Forever Fern stamp, which looked like this, I got some requests to see the color blocking technique on a video. So I thought I would do that, but hi Jerry, hi Debbie, hi Faith, appreciate you. Hi Karen, appreciate you joining. But I didn't want to do the Forever Fern again because I think, you know how to stamp those leaves, although they are quite spectacular, are they not? So I decided to play with it a little bit, and it seemed to me that this color scheme would be perfect done with the Well Done set. Now, just to be completely straight up, I'm still playing with it. I played with it actually when I wasn't doing vegetables. I was playing with this. Good morning, Brenda and Brooke. Appreciate you joining. Hi, Faye. Appreciate you coming. So I will show you some of the ones that didn't make the cut. Okay, so this one I thought worked well. This is a color combination with Coastal Cabana, Pretty Peacock, and Pool Party. And I like it. I think it's very oceany. It's a little monochromatic for me, but that's actually okay, I think. Because to me, the ocean that's kind of the ocean. So I think it's great. But it also occurred to me while I was playing with it that the brand new Love of Leaves set, which will be available on the 4th of August, would be a total winner with this technique. So I played with it a little bit, but it hasn't made the cut yet because I don't have it how I like it. Remember me telling you with the post that this technique is a little scary for me because it's awfully non-repeatable. I don't know. We're going to do it today. I'm going to do it on camera, but I have no idea what it's going to look like. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Hi, Carol. So that kind of always worries me when I don't know what it looks like, and then I get head up about color choices and things like that. So I'm gonna air my dirty laundry here, and I'm gonna show you some of the things that I did with the Love of Leaves, and is why it didn't make the cut. Okay, and we have a little time because this is really not much more than just stamping. In fact, that is simple stamping. Okay, so I did a couple of iterations of this. The first one, this one, the color scheme was Cajun Craze, Cinnamon Cider, and Bumblebee. And in Mary's book, Cinnamon Cider will never make the cut again because that's what Cinnamon Cider looked like made wet on the block. And I don't love it. So I played with it a little bit. I did get some interesting, because I was a pig, I got some interesting overspray. And so I inked the block again with Cajun Craze, and then I deliberately oversprayed a lot. And I may play with that because that's actually kind of fun. So anyway, so then I thought, well, okay, let's change up the color scheme. So I took Cinnamon Cider out of the mix and I used Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie, and Bumblebee. And I liked it a little better. So I went forward, I added a sentiment from Love of Leaves in Cajun Craze. And thank you, Brenda. Yeah, see, Faith, that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's a little squishy for me, but that's okay. It turns out great when it turns out great. So I added some leaves in Bumblebee and Cajun Craze, and I was not okay. I didn't like it. So then I decided to take Cajun Craze completely out of the mix, and this time I used pumpkin pie, crushed curry, and daffodil delight, which was okay. Again, kind of monochromatic. So I thought, well, let's just see how it goes. Actually, I think this one's Bumblebee. Did I say Bumblebee? So pumpkin pie, Bumblebee, and daffodil delight. That was it. So then I stamped some some leaves in Bumblebee and a sentiment in Cajun Craze. And this is getting closer to something that I could work with. So this may be a good jumping point for me. But when it became 25 minutes to 1, I figured I better go ahead and finish the card that we were going to make today. That seemed like the right thing to do somehow. So that, okay, it didn't get rid of me. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Faith. Thanks, Kathy. I hope it comes out. I know, the cinnamon cider doesn't look good like that. It looks like an old knife accident. Yeah, it's not good. Just y'all write down on your little notepad, cinnamon cider, no, not for this. So we are gonna do all undersea all the time, and I do actually like how this turned out. It came out really nice. So let's go ahead and play. And just so you know, I am guaranteed to make a mess, and just get ready. This is not the tidiest technique on the planet. So what I finally came up with is I'm using the foam pad from my Stamp-N-Lingers, the one that has kind of the slickum on it. And just as an added helper, I have a little piece of my silicone sheet from way back. This is not a Stampin' Up thing. This is a little tiny silicone sheet. Okay. Okay, everybody take a deep breath, because let's see if this is going to work. So my color scheme is Pretty Peacock, Coastal Cabana, Pool Party. My thought process was deep, middle ocean, shallow water, right? That was kind of what I thought. We'll see how that works out. And all these card cuts will be tomorrow. I am using a piece of thick Whisper White for the card front and regular Whisper White on the inside. The thick stands up to being damp a little better, I think. That's my story, and I am sticking to it. And actually, I'm going to take that off because I don't really need it. I'm just going to tell you right up, I'm probably going to spritz. Well, I'm going to spritz where you can see it, but I got to do some masking off here. All right, let's go ahead and start. I've got a D block, and I'm going to start with Pretty Peacock. Let me just open all of my pads here. I would do this ahead of time, but then that's just like asking to get ink everywhere. Okay, so what I've done is I'm taking the non-label side and I'm just tapping it on the block. Can you see that? Right there like that? See how I've got it? There you go. And then I'm taking my next color and I'm tapping it again, and I'm kind of doing a little bit of overlap, just a little bit. And, you know, it's totally up to you how much of each one you do. And I am going to wipe off that mess that I made. This is not a tidy technique, people. Just throwing that out there. It's not a tidy technique. Okay. And then I'll finish off with Pool Party. Okay. Can you see my block? Okay. Now, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to set this way aside. I'm going to put my silicone sheet back because I want you to see how to spritz it and what to do. So this is a really important piece. You want your block flat. Unless you're going for a running look, you want your block flat. And you want your sprayer back away, so it's going to be out of the camera, and you don't need a lot of water. I'm just saying, you don't need a lot of water, but you do want the whole block wet. Okay, so that was like 4 spritz. Keep it straight, move all your stuff, bring your mat back. See how straight I'm keeping it? It's like rock solid level. It's crazy. And then line up your card, hopefully without getting anything anywhere. And then I want the peacock on the bottom, so I know I can flip the cardstock, but that's how I'm doing it, and you can't stop me. And then I'm gonna just try my best to center it and straightify it, and then I'm gonna let it sit down. Okay, And kind of the cool thing, depending on your bent, whether you're left brain or right brain, kind of the cool thing is it's different every time, right? Hi, honeybee. Glad you could come. And then pick it up. And, okay, yes, I'm actually pretty darn happy with that. Woohoo! Score one for Mary. It worked. Woohoo! And I'm just going to leave my ink pads open. Now, you do want it to dry, but I'm going to help it a little bit with some air drying like this. Okay? So, before we start stamping in the inked area, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which is my love for you is bigger than the ocean, and I'm doing it in Pretty Peacock. Okay, now I'm going to wipe that off because truly I do not want to screw this up and have to do it again. You know how they say never tempt fate twice. Never tempt fate twice. Somebody says that, I'm sure. I'm quite certain somebody says that. If they didn't, somebody should. And I'm going to put it right under my sentiment. No, that's my square, like that. I'm holding my breath. There we go. Whew. Okay. All right, so that's pretty well dry, but let me grab my little, it's very blurry. Is the picture blurry for you guys? It's blurry on my screen. I'm not sure why. Maybe my eyes are blurry. My phone isn't blurry. Thanks, Brenda. It got lucky. The left bottom corner does look like sand. See, it doesn't really matter. And you can see the sample is a completely different square, right? But it still looks like ocean. I really kind of, I'll like it. The more I do it, the more I'll like it, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to get a little loud. I just want to dry this a little bit with my heat tool. If you guys have the Stampin' Up! Heat tool, it's got two settings, low and high. I'm on low right now, which is for drying inks and things like that. If you're heat embossing, you would use the high setting. Okay, so there we go. That's good. Thanks, Debbie. All right. Everybody's good? Okay, so maybe it's just it's my awesome computer. Yay, good job, computer. Okay, so now I'm just gonna stamp some denizens of the deep. That's what I'm calling them. That's their name today, denizens of the deep. I like that. I said denizens, and I knew what it meant. All right, so I'm gonna start, not with Mr. Turtle, but he's now got a home. I'm gonna start with some grass in Pretty Peacock. Pretty much everything is Pretty Peacock until I get to the bubbles, and then I'm gonna use my Coastal Cabana. All right, so I'm just gonna put some, and one of the things that I think and that I learned and that I've done is when you're doing this color blocking, you want to be sure to stamp outside the color block, right? Just like you're doing silhouetting, you want to go outside that block so that you get, that's where kind of the fun comes in. Okay, so there's that, and then I'm going to use the smaller one and put it next to it. Always start with the ground floor, right? I just made that up, totally. And then we'll have some coral. Isn't this a fun stamp set? I love this well done stamp set. And you know, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, that's kind of cute. But truly, it has become, I really, really like it. And I'm not even really an ocean person other than, you know, being on a cruise ship, and that I'm all about. I know, COVID-19, that's just bad. Okay, I think we're gonna do, okay, so I'm gonna say this right this time. I was calling this, the last time we did this, we used this set, I called this an octopus the whole time. It is totally not, it is a jellyfish. In fact, I think we could go out on a limb and say it is a man-o-war. Pretty certain we could. So I'm gonna put that man-o-war, he's lurking up here near the surface, ready to sting an unwary swimmer. I mean, he's got war in his name. I'm pretty sure he's looking to sting somebody. And I'm pretty sure he's a he. I don't even know why, but I'm pretty sure he is. All right, and then we're gonna put the toidle. The toidle is gonna be up there. This is not a bad guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Actually, so is the man-o-war as long as you leave him be. And he's kind of poking his head up here. Like Again, don't know why it's a he, but for the purposes of this video, he is a he. And then I'm going to put some fishes, some fishes, some fishes. I love this little school. I'm going to put one little school going to school, and then I'm going to turn it over. And this little school is on its way home. On its way home. Perfect. I'm happy with that. I'm so happy with that. Okay. And now, finally, I am gonna close my pool party because I don't want it anymore right now. And then I'm going to stamp some bubbles. And I'm going to stamp them in Coastal Cabana. Kind of willy and nilly. And yes, I know there wouldn't technically be bubbles outside the water, but you know, it's an impressionistic thing. And you need to have those little doohickeys out there because that's what makes it fun. All right, and then we'll put a couple in here because of course water has bubbles. There we go. And I think we'll put one right there. There. Okay. And then I will go ahead. Hi, Serene. Appreciate you joining. Thank you, Brenda. It's art. It can be a little bit woo-woo. Now I've lost all of my cardstock. I got so busy making sure nothing was going to get wet that I hid it from myself. I know, Amy. I'm looking forward to Maui next year. Let's just be straight up. And I'm looking forward to the extra time. But I was really, really excited about that Eastern Caribbean cruise. I'm not going to lie. I totally was. I love cruising. You know that. You figured that out about me. I'm certain of it. All right. See, that's my goal. I've decided, that would be like the bestest retirement plan. Find a good cruise ship and retire on it. Just be on the ship all the time. That would be my happy place. I could just I would weigh like 7,000 pounds because I would be eating all the time. But I can just see, I think that I could do that. I could probably do that. My horses aren't going to like it much, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that was just a Coastal Cabana mat. And now I'm going to take a couple, 3 pool party gems from the Holiday Basic Rhinestone set. And I'm going to put them every once in a while around here and there, willy and nilly, like that. Because pool party is one of my colors and I'm glad to use it. I'm happy to use it. I love me some rhinestones. I love me some rhinestones. Okay, there we go. And that, y'all, is the card front, which is totally not a merry card front. I am stopping myself from finding a way to put some kind of a double loop bow on this, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. Okay, so now on the inside, I'm going to take a piece of the Whale of a Time DSP, and I'm going to adhere it to a strip of Coastal Cabana with some liquid glue. I know, I'm leaving it. I'm not doing it, Amy. I'm doing an Amy. I'm leaving it just like it is. And I'm just going to adhere this to my Coastal Cabana strip, like so. And then I'm going to adhere my Whisper White cardstock. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, do I want to put it on before or after? I think I'll go ahead and adhere it to my mat first. And then I'll put my little strippy-doo on there. My strippy-doo. Okay, here we go. Like so. And then I'm going to adhere this at the bottom with some more liquid glue. And I'm just going kind of close to the bottom. Am I still in the screen? Yeah. Close to the bottom. And then I'm going to use my pepper strips. No, snips. This is a strip. This is a snip. Gosh. And trim the edges, the excess here. Like so. And because I can, and I still have ink, it's like having checks in your checkbook. If you still have checks, you must still have money. I am going to add a couple of little schools, or at least one school. Ah, hey Kathy, appreciate you coming on. I'm glad you were able to overcome the technical difficulties. Hi Rosie. Ah, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp my little school in pretty peacock, like so. And I'll keep him out because I'm going to use him on the front of my envelope. And then some Coastal Cabana bubbles. A little bit of Coastal Cabana bubbles. Some bubbles. I love these bubbles. They're very cute. Oh, there we go. Dunsky. That's all there is for that, folks. And now I'll just put it in my pretty peacock card base. We got kind of a color scheme going on here, just saying. With a little bit of liquid glue. All right, and just so you know, I want to just be sure you know that the double peppermints rewards are still going on through the 12th. That's when I would be coming home from Maui, so that's how long you've got to get double rewards. And bonus days is also going along, so you could combine those right now to get some really pretty darn good deals, just saying. Now I'm going to take some dimensionals and cut them in half because I haven't done that here. See, Amy has gotten me so silly-fied about this that I would even do this on camera. Huh, that's cray-cray. Thank you, honeybee. Hey, Rosie, yes, you need to do it. Looks like I can see some dimensions in it. Yeah, I mean, it's a good, it's fun. It's a fun technique. It just, you have to kind of get past the idea that it needs to be the same each time. You know, I'm used to, if I make a card one way and then I make that card again the same way, it should look the same, but it doesn't. So as long as I can just woo-saw that and let it go, it's all good. And I really like how it turns out. So, you know, there's that. And we're gonna just dimensionalize this a little bit because at least it has to have dimensionals on this card. I mean, my goodness. Goodness, it would just totally, it would probably short circuit the internet if I did not put dimensionals somewhere on a card. We should also put this on right side up, just saying. I mean, you know, it's up to you. You can certainly put yours on wrong side down, but for me and mine, I'm putting mine right side up. All right, so there is the card, and let's do a quick decor for our envelope. And I'm gonna put my schools of fishes. Actually, I'm gonna make this one going this way. These guys are gonna go this way. Okay, and some bubbles. Some bubbles. I talked myself out of this sweet. You should. It's a great sweet. It seems like it ought to be kiddish, but it's not. It's so fun, and the paper is gorgeous. The paper is just gorgeous. And one more bubbles, because I really like the bubbles. Okay. And then we'll put a little bit of the Whale of a Time on the envelope flap, and we'll be done ski. We'll be done ski. Alrighty, there we go. Easy and also peasy. See how pretty this paper is? It's just so gorgeous with the just jade and pretty peacock and the coral. Love it. Ooh, see it's bright on the back, yeah? Okay. And we'll just give this a little quick fussy cut. Fussy cut. Did you notice that? No die sets were used, no punches were used, nothing was used except ink and paper and a little bit of rhinestones and some water. Gotta have some water with your spritzer. All right, and there we go. What you think? So I kind of cased myself. This was my original, and then I cased it to make this card for you. And I do hope you like it, and I hope you will try it. I mean, the worst that'll happen, just remember, it is ink and paper. And the worst that'll happen is you'll use a piece of paper. Now, I have to tell you, I did have this thought. I had an idea that I thought I might try in the future, would be to make this color block, cut it out, emboss it with the seabed embossing folder, and then pop it up and stamp. I probably need to do the I have to think that through, but I think that would be cool. I really wanted to try embossing this with the seabed 3D embossing folder because I really love it too. So I'm gonna think on how to make that work with all of these guys on it. So I hope you've had a good time. I hope you like it. What color did I use on the hello card? Well, let's see. If you go to my blog from Wednesday, it has it, but I do believe it was Pretty Peacock, Pear Pizzazz, and Shaded Spruce for the color blocking, and then I used Pretty Peacock for the leaves and the splatters and the sentiment, and then a Pretty Peacock card base and a Pear Pizzazz mat. And then on the inside I did some more Pretty Peacock leaves. All right, but anyway, for the Wednesday Around the World blog hop, this was my card for that. So yeah, you can check it, and it's got all that information right there. All right, guys, I do appreciate it, and I hope you've had a good time. I will plan to see you on Saturday at 7 p.m. for another video out on my Stamps-N-Lingers Facebook page. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Thanks. Stay safe. Bye-bye.